How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about UrbanDictionary.com removing the entry for the term BlueAnon from their website. And not only that, Google apparently blocked the term from their search engines. You can still search for BlueAnon, but you're not getting genuine results. Now, the question is, why would they do this? What's the point in banning the term BlueAnon? Well, let's get into what the term means, and then I think it'll make more sense. Now, we all know what the term QAnon is, right? We know what that's about. Oh, you crazy right-wing Trump supporters. You believe in the Jewish space lasers and the election fraud. You guys tinfoil hat, living in your grandma's basement, Kool-Aid drinking, all this, that, and the third. It's generally used as either a derogatory term towards quote-unquote right-wing conspiracy theorists or those that believe in Q and that type of movement, all right? That's generally how it's used. Now, BlueAnon is the same thing basically, but for those on the left, because you got quite a few left-wing conspiracy theorists as well, those that want to believe in Russia. Oh, Trump's going to jail. They're going to find documents. They're going to find tax returns. You know, these people, a lot of us on the internet refer to as BlueAnon. It's the same thing as QAnon, just liberals. Okay, you got people on the left side of the aisle that are also conspiracy theorists. That's a fact. Regardless of whether you believe in the conspiracy theory or not, they exist. It's not a political thing, left or right, to be a conspiracy theorist, right? So we call them BlueAnon. And there was an entry on their website. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring that up. This was the entry right here for BlueAnon. And you see what the original one says. It says, a loosely organized network of Democratic voters, politicians, and media personalities who spread left-wing conspiracy theories such as the Russia hoax, the Juicy Smouye hoax, Ukraine hoax, Covington Kids hoax, and the Brett Kavanaugh hoax. Very good list of hoaxes right there that were all debunked. BlueAnon adherents fervently believe that right-wing extremists are going to storm the Capitol any day now and, quote, remove lawmakers from office, hence the need for the deployment of thousands of National Guard stationed at the U.S. Capitol, right? And you see what the example is. Hey, did you see that brace Democrat sitting on the Capitol steps on March 5th to send a message to the QAnon? Yeah, no, that's BlueAnon. All right. So that was put up on March 5th, 2021. And let me zoom out a little bit if you can see it. Well, you can see it pretty much right there at the bottom. There we go. March 5th, 2021, that was put out. And then all of a sudden, you couldn't get to it anymore. It was gone. It was just removed from the website. Now, if you go there now, it's back. But that got put up on March 7th by a different person. So I don't know who that is or how long it's going to last, but it is up there. And then some are going to say, well, you shouldn't have political terms on Urban Dictionary because it's just kind of a fun place to go learn slang terms. Well, there's plenty of other things on here. Okay, they got plenty of entries for QAnon. All right, there's a lot of QAnon entries. I'm just going through it right here, and then a lot of the terms are pretty derogatory. QAnon, here's one with 78 upvotes, 35 downvotes. It says when your IQ is non-existent, Brenda be drinking the Kool-Aid. Poor girl probably be a little QAnon in the head. Okay, pretty derogatory. Here's another one. QAnon, someone who believes in the QAnon conspiracy theory, which started on 4chan, that deep state is determined to undermine the presidency of Donald J. Trump, also proof that the human race is doomed. And the example is more and more people are believing QAnon. Humanity is too stupid to survive much longer. And then it says 526 upvotes. So, I mean, you can have terms like this. Also, the term maggot, as in a term you see all the time on the internet talking about Trump supporters, okay? And the definition, Trump supporters who blindly regurgitate their simple-minded rhetoric of their beloved cult leader. Speaking about Trump, they typically drive vehicles with large Trump 2020 or MAGA stickers or flags attached to them and gather in large groups. They refuse to wear masks. And unlike the larval stage of the Diptera, they serve absolutely no purpose in either nature or society. And then the definition, the little example, did you see the Trump train on the highway earlier with a bunch of maggots? All right. 475 upvotes, 113 downvotes. And the thing about Urban Dictionary that's good, aside from some of these weird things, is that you're able to give upvotes and downvotes. So if it's a bad definition, then you could just downvote it and people will say, okay, that's a bad definition, rather than just deleting the term. That was the whole beauty of a place like Urban Dictionary. All right. You see terms on the internet that you've not seen before and you're wondering what it means. You go there. Things that aren't really necessarily part of the English language as far as being in Merriam-Webster, but things that are said a lot and you want to know what it means. Here's an example of Urban Dictionary being good. Okay. What do you call this shoe right here? What do you call that? Now, it's officially the Nike Air Force One. But when I was a kid in Virginia, we called these a pair of DCs. That's a pair of low-top white DCs. Okay? And it's funny because when I was a kid growing up, we called them that out there in like Hampton Roads, Tidewater 757, the 7 City area. But when I would go just 5 hours away to Roanoke, Virginia, when I went to the shoe store there and I said, hey, can I get a pair of black DCs? They're like, what's that? They don't know. So Urban Dictionary would be good to figure out what it means, right? DCs, another name for Nike Air Force Ones, generally used in the mid-Atlantic region of the United States, Virginia, Maryland, named after Derek Coleman, as he was one of the first NBA players to wear them out on the court. I didn't even know that. That's a fun fact. Man, I like them DCs you got them from Military Circle. That's in Norfolk, so I know about this, right? 55 votes now, 9 downvotes. That's what it's for. So it's for things that are not going to be in the dictionary, informal language that's used a lot, and people want to know what it means. But for some reason, BlueAnon was removed. Now, the question is why? I think the answer is pretty clear. It's a political thing. It's 100% political. I mean, look at what's happening right here on Google. You search BlueAnon, you see nothing about what it actually is about. You're seeing ski goggles. Why would that come up? Okay, ski goggles, really? And then if I go to the news section, you get some stuff. What is BlueAnon? A term for conspiracy theories that recently removed from Urban Dictionary. And then another one, they removed BlueAnon. See, you got news right here talking about it, but then it kind of just fizzles out because a lot of these are pretty recent. They've not been able to be censored yet. All right. But once you go right here, it's talking about ski goggles. Now, QAnon, there's a lot for QAnon. I mean, it's story after story. You got a whole marquee right here at the top. QAnon from CNN. What's this? Redlands Daily Facts, BBC, The Conversation US, NBC News, Denver Channel, CNN, NPR 538. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. QAnon. There's all kind of stuff for QAnon, but for some reason, BlueAnon is not really there, although it's very popular right now on the internet. Matter of fact, let me try to go to DuckDuckGo, and then let's search live right here for BlueAnon. All right. Now we're getting there's actual website, BlueAnon.com. Now, I know a little bit about search engine optimization and stuff like that. And if you search for BlueAnon, and there's a website called BlueAnon.com with BlueAnon in the title and BlueAnon in the metadata right here in the description, it should pop up right away. Okay. So Google censors it. It's all over the place. Right. I saw that story in the news section of Google, but for some reason it wasn't in the main on the first page. You got to actually dig for it. Right. So it's all right here. But for some reason, Google doesn't have it. This is a political thing. They're trying to protect themselves against any kind of criticism. It's weird. And, you know, my question would be, what's next? Are we going to censor the actual dictionary with real words? Because, you know, maggot and BlueAnon and these are not really real words necessarily as far as being in a dictionary. All right. But they're terms people use all the time. So it's part of the English language, although not necessarily an official word. So are we going to go from censoring informal slang language on the internet to then censoring real language in dictionaries? I think we have seen that. I think we have seen some words get removed from the dictionary and some words you got to quote unquote add extra context to. Where are we going? You got the digital book burning happening right now. And I think the literal book burning as well. I saw an event in California. They were allegedly going to have a book burning, Dr. Seuss books. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if that might have been a setup or whatever the case may be. But if anybody showed up with books to burn, I would not be surprised, because people have become so radicalized by the crazy media. I don't put anything past anyone at this particular point in time. But as I close, I want to say this. Let's stop censoring basic language, okay? All right? Informal, formal, or whatever it is, let's stop censoring stuff. This is part of, this right here is part of the reason why we say BlueAnon. These left-wing nut jobs are no different than the right-wing nut jobs. If you're a nut job, you're a nut job, regardless of what side of the aisle you lie on. But apparently, some people think that it's only one side. That makes you BlueAnon if you're on the left and you believe that, all right? I know it's crazy people anywhere. It's racist everywhere. I know that for a fact. It's not a one-sided thing, all right? But some people, like I said, don't want to accept that, or they don't want you to know that. And then the question is, why can't you know some basic facts like that? But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about the term BlueAnon being removed from Urban Dictionary and also allegedly from Google's search engine to a certain extent? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. Where do you think we're going? Where's the next step going to lead us? Because we all know that these things don't happen just as a one-off. It's always, okay, we're going to do this, and then this, and then that, and so on and so forth. What's the next step? Are we going to have real book burnings? Are we going to have actual words removed from the dictionary? I think it has happened already. I think we already had words that have been discontinued or whatever. I think we've already had that, because some words are seen as offensive or derogatory or whatever the case may be. Where are we going to go next? Are you going to get a fine for saying certain words that are not offensive at all? It's like the whole thing about misgendering. All right. All throughout your life, you've been able to call a man and a woman. But now all of a sudden you can't. And if you do, you might get some kind of penalty. Where are we going to go next with this whole thing? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.